Your questions about business, career, personal development, and achieving the American dream are more than welcome. Email them to info@makinitnow.com. Now back to more Makin' It with Tommy and Todd.
OMG Fact of the Week. The oldest recipe in existence is a recipe for beer.
Really, Todd?
Amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, as popular as beer is, and then here's the first recipe. No wonder.
People have been drinking for a long time?
No wonder.
Yes.
And I don't see any end in sight.
No?
Nope.
No.
All right, next up, we're doing a shout out. One of our preferred partners in the Los Angeles area, the Reserve at Spanos Park. The Reserve showcases incredible California sunrises and sunsets, an incredible chef, and a professional staff that promises to make your event as memorable as possible. You can check them out by going to our website, makinitnow.com, click on the Preferred Partners tab, and then you can find out everything about the Reserve at Spanos Park. Check out their website as well from there.
All right, Brittany, I'm going to take you and Todd out there sometime.
Okay,
All
we'll
right.
take you up on that.
Okay.
All right, next up, you two are discussing,
The Fix.
and you are saving America. This time, you're talking about how you could revive an ailing professional sports team. Is there a way this can be done? Go.
Well,
Okay. Well, first of all, I think we need to note that our president, Donald Trump, is saving America, but he first tried to save a ailing sports team. He owned a team in the original AFL football league.
USFL.
USFL,
Yeah.
I'm sorry. And so let's hope he does better with America. But in any event,
Okay, let's see if you two can save a sports team then.
we can save it. Todd, it's always been a fantasy of mine to own a professional sports team. And if I owned one, this is what I would do.
What would you do?
I would first go through a process of reevaluation, redefine my strategy, re-engage the people, re-innovate the product, rebrand the marketing, refinance the money, revise the way things are done, and rework the execution, just like I would do in any small business in America. That's how you revive a sports team. And there are people who have done it and done it well.
Well, let's keep in mind that this is the difference of this small business. You have millions of raving, crazy fans.
I know.
That will kill you if you don't win.
Well, and
It's different.
the next
So let's
time
keep that in mind.
the next time I have $1 billion laying around, I'm going to buy myself a sports team and do all those things I just said.
Well, that's a major part of buying a sports team. That you have to be so qualified, have to have such deep pockets to even
Right.
get it.
Right.
And you have to prove yourself as a business person
Yeah.
for this very reason.
Yeah.
Can you turn it around? Can you run it as a good business?
I think the first thing you have to look at is the culture. I mean,
Absolutely.
from what I hear when these teams that do turn around, they say, how'd you do it? They say, when they walked in the first day, they felt the culture. There was
Right.
a culture of losing, or a
Right.
culture of not working hard, or
Exactly.
what have not.
Yep.
And so the culture comes from the top. So I think you have to institute a culture of winning, because that's the basis of a sports team.
Right.
And what the fans want. Number two, superstars are crucial.
Right. Great players.
When you look at the numbers, superstars bring in, we're talking 70% of the revenues, the vendor, the vending money, the surrounding businesses,
Right.
improve.
Right.
They have such a long-reaching effect when you have a superstar. Look at LeBron when he left Cleveland and they went to last place.
Right.
And all the businesses lost millions of dollars,
Sure.
and he came back and it's revived.
Right.
So I think you have to get a superstar.
Right.
And then three, the ownership. The ownership has to be bought in to the whole thing.
Right.
Because if the ownership is just looking at it like it's just a toy they have on the side, or it's just another investment, and they're not really into it, I think that the team suffers.
Well, if you look at the successful teams in professional sports, where they have strong owners and strong leadership and people who are dynamic, those teams always succeed and people talk about them. You have Jerry Jones in football, Mark Cuban in basketball, and so on. And you know, it all starts at the top, but it does come down to those factors that you talked about: great players, loyal fans, shrewd ownership. They're all important. You know, when I grew up, of course, I was a Pittsburgh Steelers fan because I lived in Pittsburgh and grew up there. And they always talked about the great tradition, and you called it culture. But for instance, if you're from Pittsburgh, you know about Smash Mouth football. I mean, it has been there forever. If you're in Dallas and you follow the Dallas Cowboys, it's about finesse and style and glamour and innovation.
Right.
And the ownership and the whole organization has to feed into those traditions.
Right.
Not change them, but feed into them.
Right. I mean, if you look at, you know, they said, I heard this statement that, you know, men only lose their mind about two things: women and sports.
Yeah, that's about right.
And so a lot of times these business owners, they get to, you know, buying a sports team and they start losing their mind. I mean, they start drafting players that make no sense.
Right.
Because it's, you know, it's from their childhood, or they keep players, or they make moves that are just emotional when they wouldn't do it otherwise. I mean, look at Steve Ballmer. He bought the LA Clippers. They're worth, like, you know, just in the hundreds of millions of dollars. And he paid, you know, billions over.
Yeah.
Just to have that toy of owning a professional sports franchise.
That's what I said. When I have $1 billion laying around, I'm going to buy me a team.
So a lot of times you get in these teams and they're ailing because the owners are irrational about it. You know, they're disconnected, you know, and all these various things. And it still needs to be run like a business.
Absolutely.
And a crucial part of a sports business is winning.
I
mean, when winning doesn't happen, ticket sales goes down,
well,
viewership goes down.
Let's face it, these people who have all this money to invest, they are winners. They know how to win, so they need to bring it to another venue.
Yes.
And that is the sports team.
Well, I knew you weren't going to make it through this segment without mentioning the Pittsburgh Steelers. So
of course.
You are diehard there.
Absolutely.
Because they win.
Go Steelers.
All right, we're going to be right back with Making It with Tommy and Todd Coast to Coast. We'll be right back.